Good morning, everyone. A long time no demonstrate. I have the new annual catalogue in my hot little hands. I'm not going to actually show it on screen today because it has been out for over a week. But I wanted to share with you a technique using the new soft pastels that are in the catalogue. Now, I'm still waiting for mine to be delivered, so I do apologise that I can't show you what I'm going to use in their place on screen because they're not Stampin' Up, but they are very similar. What I have done is with my Stamparatus, I have cut some watercolour paper and I have stamped it with the stamp set colour and contour and used this stamp here. And I am going to be colouring in the petals and the leaf. So I've already gone ahead and stamped it. So I'll take it out of my Stamparatus, and trust me, the Stamparatus is the best tool to have because you will get that perfect placement every time. And if you don't quite get a good impression, you don't move it. You just stamp it back down with some extra ink and you get this lovely image stamped. So I'm just going to put this out of the way because I've only got a small space to work in. So we'll just move that out. I'll put that stamp out of the way. We'll stand that up over there. You don't want to see the mess I'm surrounded in at the moment. And here we go. So what you also need, besides the soft pastels, is, oh, by the way, I stamped in black stays on, jet black stays on, so it won't bleed. This is watercolor, the fluid paper, comes in a pack like this. Whoops, 10 sheets. So I've cut one sheet exactly in half. I'm not giving measurements because some work in inches, some work in centimetres. I use both, so I don't want to confuse anyone. So I just cut that sheet in half. Next, I am going to get a blender pen. Now, these have been very underrated, but now these pastels are out, I'm showing you a fabulous way to use them to colour in. And most people that know me know that I love colouring in. So my watercolour pencils are down to little stubs like this, and I'm onto my second packet of both colours. So as you can see, I've hardly used them. So this is the old packaging. I believe it's black and white now, but I found these in my drawer. This is probably the third packet of these I've had, but I haven't got them out for a while. So this one has been used quite a bit, and it's still quite wet. What you want to do is make sure your tip is clean and it's still moist. So to test that, just go on the back of your hand. You can see it's wet. Okay, now I'm not bringing my pastels in onto the screen, but I'm going to show you in the purple how I colour these in. So what I'm doing is using the tip of this blender pen, and I am picking up the purple with the tip. So can you see that? Then I'm going to come and colour in the flowers. Now, to start with, if you want it really, really dark, I'm just tapping up and down, blotting. And as the colour comes off the tip of the pen, you'll see it starts to get more pale. Can you see that? So this is close to our gorgeous grape that is in the set. I think it's gorgeous grape. Just a minute, let me grab the catalogue because I don't want to make any boo-boos online. Let's have a look. The annual catalogue page you'll find the pastels on is page 100 and scrolling. Here we go, 126. And here are the pastels here. So you have 8 colours, and they are Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, yes, Gorgeous Grape, Granny Apple Green, Mango Melody, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. Now, from what I've seen online, the Night of Navy isn't quite as dark as Night of Navy that we know it, but you can work with it to mix colours and make it darker. So I will just grab some more of the colour that I'm using, the purple, and continue to colour in. And the beautiful thing about using watercolour paper is it won't peel. You know, if you ever have done watercolouring as much as I have tried all kinds of paper. And trust me, when you're colouring in with something wet, you want a paper that's sturdy, and this fluid watercolour paper is very sturdy. So I'm just blending that out to get the shading, because we all know flowers have different shades where the light hits them. As they grow, they're dark. As they open and bloom, they become a bit lighter. So I've just built that one up like that. Now, a tip here is use your scrap paper, your grid paper, or even a little what do you call these things? Baby wipe, and clean off your tip, because your tips are going to get stained. Okay, so we might do a yellow or something similar to Mango Melody. So that's my next colour. I'm going to pick some of that up with the tip. And you can see it's on there. And I'm going to colour in my next flower. You see, that's a nice bright orangey colour going into a pastel colour. Now I want to make that orange to yellow, so I will do the darker first, picking this up, and then I'm going to bring a yellow in to blend it in. And that's the beauty of these wonderful blender pens. You can blend to your heart's content. So they're not just blending for inks, they're blending for watercolor pencils and these fabulous soft pastels. And many of you may remember, if you've known about Stampin' Up for as long as I have, Stampin' Up used to have watercolor pastels many years ago, probably when Stampin' Up first came to Australia 15 years ago, and they were in a big palette, like quite a big palette with all the colors, and they were really super duper expensive. I do recall having them. I'm not sure what happened to them. I may have sold them when they went into retirement. I wish I hadn't, but never mind. I have these ones to tide me over till my delivery comes. So I'm going to clean off my brush, give it a little wipe. You do need a relatively new blender pen, because you need that wetness to pick up the chalk. So I'm going to grab some yellow and load up my blender pen with yellow and continue on, and see how they'll blend in nice together. Awesome. Might add a little bit more. Whoop, you don't want to see that product, sorry. Virginia's naughty. Wedgie's a bit naughty. But you know what? When your delivery hasn't arrived and I expected it by now, now my luck, they'll come this afternoon when I've gone up to the post office to post a few items. So there is the blended in yellow and orange. Isn't that pretty? And then close to Granny Apple Green as I can get. Let me just test this on a bit of scrap with my colours. Might have to mix these two. So I'm going to do leaves. When I finish this video, I'll finish it off and make this into a card, and it will be below this video. So to do the leaves, I've just added a little bit of green, and I'm only doing a tiny bit. It's a bit too much on my brush, so that it's shaded. So that's actually darker than the Granny Apple Green. Let me try another one that I've got. and see how that goes. Because we also know that leaves and stems are variegated in nature. So let's have a look. That's more like it. Still not as bright as the real Granny Apple Green, but you get what I mean. And as you're just brushing down, see, a little bit of the chalk pastel goes a long, long way. Okay. So there you go. I might take a little bit of that out. You still see that on camera? Yep. You can lift some of it out and blend it in. There. So I will finish the other flowers, and you will see underneath this video on my blog the finished product. So I hope you like that idea. Never neglect your blender pens. They come in handy so much, and I do believe that there will probably be a surge in purchasing of them. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.